actions may speak louder than words, but don't get it twisted. They can be deceptive too. Hi, I'm Selena and welcome to Selena's Musings. This is where I like to share my thoughts, opinions, perspectives, and things that inspire me. This is going to be the first in a series of 3-minute musings that I'll be doing. And so, I would love your suggestions down below on other topics that you might want me to explore in these mini musings. With that said, let's hop into today's musing. So today's musing is going to be about this idea of how actions can be deceptive at times. Now, I don't want y'all to walk away from this feeling paranoid and like everybody might be out to get you and that any good deed, has an ulterior motive behind it. Certainly not. But I do think it's important to exercise caution, and here's why. Seemingly good deeds are often used by predatory people to hide their toxic nature, okay? In narcissistic terms, they will often call this kind of like the mask that they wear, the facade that they wear. In very simple terms, we call this, a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? One example that I'll share could be a little triggering, so proceed with caution, but it's the example of Jerry Sandusky. Jerry Sandusky was a longtime, well-respected football coach at Penn State, and, he was married, 6 children, well-regarded in the community. He also had a nonprofit. A lot of people thought, oh, wow, he's doing such great things with this nonprofit. He's investing in programming for these, young boys from underserved communities. He's serving as a father figure for them. Yay, right? But behind the scenes, he was using this nonprofit organization and these activities he was doing with these young boys to groom them for abuse. And because he had this facade, some people had a hard time believing the allegations the first time they came out, and it took years to really prosecute him, right? And so the point here, again, is not to be hyper paranoid. It is to be cautious. And the best way to exercise caution is to allow time. Things take time to be revealed. There's a saying, what's done in the dark will come to the light. And there's another saying that I think is relevant here, which is that the speed of trust is slow. A lot of times, folks who have these narcissistic, predatory, psychopathic tendencies will use a technique called love bombing. In the beginning, they will bombard you with all of these great, wonderful, fabulous things. They overwhelm your system with all of these feel-good hormones, and it kind of puts you lets you have your guards down real quicker than you usually would put them down. So you have to be cautious. Again, I'm not saying that you should be overly paranoid, but if something seems off, you got to listen to that intuition and give it time to play out. You also need to pay attention to, folks, consistency. And you know what it takes to see consistency? Time. Time is the only way to really see if someone's going to be consistent. And that is the tell. All right, y'all. So those are my mini musings for today. I hope that this gave you some food for thought. I would love to hear your comments below. What are your experiences with this? Have you ever experienced something like this where someone was kind of deceptive with seemingly good actions? And what are some strategies you've kind of developed over time to deal with that, if that's been your experience? Also, as a reminder, would love your suggestions on future musings. So if you have any topics that you'd like to suggest, please include those below. Otherwise, thank you so much for being my inspiration. You all are my muses. You inspire me to come here and share my thoughts. And I thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Have a good one.